My name is Sarah Loyd, and I'm going to be hosting today's webinar of Civic-Minded Social Media Content in 2024. We are excited to welcome so many PIOs and communication officers to our webinar today, and we look forward to sharing some really great ideas for creating and sharing content all year long. If you have questions as we go through today, please drop those in the question box, and we will take some time to answer those at the end. Before we get started, just a little bit about us. Social News Desk is the only social media management software that is purpose-built for important business. We were founded back in 2010, and we proudly support America's largest news companies, cities, government agencies, schools, and businesses who require powerful, always-on social tools. And just a little bit about me. My name is Sarah Loyd. I am the Senior Manager of Customer and Product Success here at Social News Desk. I'm based here in San Antonio, Texas. I'm a huge fan of the San Antonio Spurs. My background before joining S&D is in news and social media, and I've been a part of Team S&D since 2014, and I will be celebrating 10 years, not 20 just yet, 10 years this coming June. So let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to go through some tips and strategies to help you build your content schedule for the whole year. First of all, using a social media holiday calendar often gives departments plenty of ways to fill up the social media schedule. There are a number of great resources on the internet with lists of national insert holiday here days and observance months. And here are a couple that we recommend. The calendar that's produced by Government Social Media at governmentsocialmedia.com is an amazing resource. It even has places for you to fill in your own locally important dates so you can flesh out your calendar. NationalDateCalendar.com and listofnationaldays.com are both more generic lists, but they have tons of holidays, big and small, and they can give you hundreds of ideas for serious and for fun content as well. All right. You can use your calendar or a built-in scheduling calendar in your social media management software to set reminders for any upcoming content opportunities. S&D's calendar tool has a notes feature that makes it easy to mark those reminders side by side with your social media schedule. We saw some really great examples for Valentine's Day recently, including these Valentines from the Meridian Township Fire Department. They make me laugh every time I see them, so I wanted to share those with you guys. I saw tons of police, fire, and parks departments in particular sharing custom-made Valentines for their residents to then share out to their friends and family. We also saw a few "You Make Our Heart Skip a Beat" posts on Valentine's Day, particularly from police departments, reminding their residents to slow down and enjoy the holiday. And some national days can really be a close fit for your agency's mission, such as National School Resource Officer Appreciation Day, which was back on February 15th. And when you're paging through those lists of holidays, you can consider which days really align with your social media goals, and don't feel obligated to celebrate every single holiday just to have an excuse to publish something. This post on Threads from the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation is a really great example of mission and content aligning perfectly. They were sharing facts about Oklahoma groundhogs on Groundhog Day in a really fun and humorous way. And here are a few upcoming holidays if you need a little inspiration for this week. Tomorrow is National Wildlife Day and Recreational Sports and Fitness Day. Friday is International Stand Up to Bullying Day, and let me be the first to wish you all a happy Government Communicators Day, which is coming up on Saturday, February 24th. So let's go ahead and get into a few additional strategies for uncovering content ideas. In between all of those social media holidays, what are your citizens asking about? Social listening tools can really help you uncover the questions that your residents are already asking. It's a great way to generate content ideas and inform the public about exactly what they want to know about. Chances are, if one person is asking, there are more people who are wondering or might be interested in finding out the answer. Here are a couple of examples that we found using our Nextdoor search and listen tools in Social News Desk. A resident is asking about getting chickens for their backyard due to the cost of eggs, which would be a really unique content opportunity to remind residents about city ordinances regarding unusual animals. There's also a question from a resident about when the roads in their town will start being repaired after a tax hike was approved by voters last year. So this is a good chance to meet those citizen questions head on and let residents know that you are listening. And it's not just resident questions that could be a great source of content ideas. You can turn those citizen complaints into content as well. Michaela Hall, the communications manager from the city of Alvarado, Texas, put together a simple and funny Fix the Dang Roads video that acknowledges citizen complaints about the roads there and conveys where they can go for updates about the road improvement project. The video is really funny, so I would encourage you to grab a screenshot or grab that QR code right now and watch the video after the webinar. It really empathizes with citizens about the state of the roads in town, and it has more than 15,000 views. So grab a screenshot, scan that QR code, and definitely take a look at that video later on. Our next tip is to pay attention to social trends. When you're scrolling through your own Instagram or TikTok accounts, take note of the trends that come up again and again. Whether it's trending audio or an accessory that keeps popping up, it can be a great opportunity to tie your agency or municipality to a trend and create some memorable content. Here's an example from the police department in the city of Roseville, California. They made a big bust of 65 stolen Stanley Quencher cups worth about $2,500 and shared the results on social, which led to huge engagement numbers, 1,700 engagements and more than 1,000 shares. Plus, it was a really great way to showcase their department's efforts. I've also seen a ton of Parks and Rec departments in particular spoofing Taylor Swift's newly announced album, The Tortured Poets Department, including this post from Wentzville Parks and Recreation in Missouri. If a trend aligns well with your mission, it can be a great opportunity, but again, don't feel like you have to participate in every single trend that comes by. Our next tip, take your residents behind the scenes of your department's efforts. If there's an unusual call or situation that comes in, or some cute puppies like we have here, this can always present a great opportunity for social media content. And whether it's a lighthearted post or a more serious situation, such as the flooding in San Diego in January, showcasing your crew's hard at work can help build engagement and citizen trust. This post in particular had more than 1,100 engagements and more than 160 shares. You can also lean on your department experts to answer resident questions in a quick video. Keep in mind that your city or agency staff has a unique set of skills that they already use to serve the public, and their knowledge can really make for great content if they're comfortable on camera. Take this example from the Iowa Department of Natural Resources. Their urban forester, Emma Hannigan, shared her knowledge of tree care to inform the public on how to best take care of the trees in their own yards, from the best tools for the job to exactly how and where to make the cuts. Nearly every department anywhere maintains archives, so dig deep into those archives and find interesting photos and maybe even film or video that you can then share with your followers. This is a post from the California Highway Patrol that shows off a really cool helicopter and motorcycle from 40 years ago. Yes, I'm sorry, 1984 was really 40 years ago. Show your residents how much your town has changed in the intervening time, how much it's grown, and invite your citizens to share their own favorite memories. You might get some great user-generated content that you can then share again later on. And one thing I've heard from a lot of government social media managers is that they love to steal content from other cities or agencies in a good way. What is it that they say, that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery? So social media monitoring tools, again, are going to be your friend here. They can help you follow and keep track of your favorite quote unquote inspirational accounts. SND's Search and Listen allows you to build custom lists of pages that you can monitor, and you can even sort by highest engagement to find the very best ideas that you can then adapt for your own municipality. Listening tools can also help you monitor local media outlets, and sharing links to positive news stories, sharing videos that have been produced about your city or agency can be an easy content win. S&D's Search and Listen tool has a built-in database of media outlets in every market in the United States, and that makes it super easy to monitor all of your local media in one place and then share it out to your own social accounts with just a few clicks. User-generated content, as I mentioned before, can also be a great way to showcase what makes your city unique or how your department is helping citizens. Be sure to ask permission first, and also be sure to credit the original source unless they request otherwise. They may want to remain anonymous, and that's okay too. Sharing directly from an original social post is the best way to ensure that credit is given, but including that user credit in the caption works as well. Be sure to confirm and fact check the info from the user to make sure that you are sharing accurate information back out to your own followers. We have seen media outlets in the past burned by sharing weather photos that turned out to be Photoshopped. So always make sure you verify, trust but verify that the information is in fact legitimate. When you're considering what types of content to post, you can also consider what your social media goals are and review your key metrics. If you're trying to get your content in front of as many people as possible, pay attention to your impressions or reach. And if your goal is to send residents to a website for more information or to sign up for an event, be sure you're tracking those link clicks. And you can use your social reporting tools to identify the best performing posts for those KPIs and then create more content that aligns with those goals. Remember that your metrics are going to tell you what your audience responds to the best, and that's going to be the most valuable insight that you can get. Now, if you've got an idea that's a little bit half-baked, don't toss it, save it for later. This is a great tip from Sarah Sutherland at the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation that she mentioned on the Outdoor Communicators podcast, which is worth a listen as well. She says, keep the bad ideas. If you can't use it now, you might be able to use it later. And sometimes an idea just needs a little bit more work or some more resource investment before it's ready for social. So use a drafting tool in your social media management software or even a running Google Doc so you can save those ideas for later. Don't feel like you have to come up with every single idea yourself. Be sure to lean on every member of your team to contribute to the cause. If you're not sure about whether or not their content is primetime ready, you can consider a social media management tool with an approvals workflow like Social News Desk so that you always get the last word on what gets published and when. All right, so that brings us to the end of our slides, and I'd love to take some time to answer any questions. It doesn't look like we have any just yet, but I will hang out for a moment and see if there are any questions. If you would like more information about Social News Desk or would like to request a demo of our software, please feel free to go to socialnewsdesk.com. You can fill out our request a demo form and get in touch with our team, and we'd be happy to walk you through Social News Desk and all of the great tools we have for generating content ideas, finding out what's happening outside of your office, outside of your municipality, and stealing those great ideas from our colleagues here in the government communicator space.